I don't do the full-on cosplay, but I probably should at some point. Then again, I'm bald and I'm bigger than I should be, so I don't know what I really could fit besides like a fat avatar or something like that. What's his name? The kid, the avatar guy?
Man.
Yang Wang. Something?
Yeah. Ang.
Right,
Yes.
The first letter would have gotten it.
Yes.
Fat Ang with a downward arrow, so it means pretty much this loser right here. Can't miss him. Next Comic-Con, maybe coming to you. AhhFuGGiT, we're here in the space, of course. Permitted to us by Brenden. So
yes, Realist Sound Studio. Shout out to Brenden. We appreciate you always.
And that's always Brenden with 2 E's, as we like to emphasize, not the Anglo, waspy ass BRENDAN.
Yeah.
No, it's BREN.
It's not Brandon. It's Brenden.
Exactly.
Get that right.
Like to make sure of that. And don't forget also 175 Power Street out here in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
If you need some space, he's got the stuff over there, off camera, of course, the booth, the proper mic setting, all that.
Hit up Brenden, bro. Realist Sound. Shout out to Realist Sound again, man.
Which you're very familiar with this space yourself, being that you are, let me not step over boundaries, but you're pretty much the go-to guy production-wise for Brenden at this point, right?
So Brenden and I have been working together for a while now.
How long roughly, if you know what I mean?
Since 2020. Like late 2020, December, a few mutual friends of ours we just chilled and had a random session and hit me up randomly and like, yo, Mankiind, pull up. I was like, all right, cool. Nice. Pulled up and met Brenden from there. That's it. Then from there, we built that relationship, and ever since that, been grateful ever since that I met that guy, man.
Now, not to kiss ass, obviously, for Brenden. It is hard to not like Brenden when you meet him.
And unfortunately, it is not hard to like him.
It is not hard.
Yeah, it's not hard to like him, bro.
No, he's a good guy, great guy. No, actually, take that, an excellent guy.
Yeah.
For the space, I'm surprised, honestly, knowing Brenden as long as I have, and maybe as long as you have too, that it took him till now to get the space for himself. Not in the sense of economics, but I mean it would make sense for him to have a space set aside for him, obviously for his work, but also to pass on his knowledge, his wealth to anyone else who needs a space permitting.
Absolutely.
But good for him. He's making moves. I know in the little short doc I made for him, he talked about eventually his ideal studio space and or goals. So I don't see that being too far off in the, foreseeable future for Brenden.
Absolutely. I did see that interview too. Great interview, great doc.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Kept it short, There's so much to go into with Brenden, of course. But I had to keep it short for the sake of being a short doc.
Of course.
Get into a film festival, they didn't get back to me, so they weren't down with the reels of the Brendens.
Yeah.
There's always others. I'm submitting that thing
Eventually,
all around.
Trust me, it will.
See where it lands.
It will.
Maybe somewhere in Bombay or something. I'll go to that film festival. They'll like it over there.
Yeah.
They'll just like the 2 E's in Brenden, and I'll be good enough in that. But back to you, though, Mankiind. It's all about you today. You are a friend of a bro to the show that is Brenden.
Yep.
You just explained how long, roughly, you kind of know Brenden for. But again, we need to know about you. What makes Mankiind with 2 eyes?
Yeah.
Which I'd like to start with that first before we delve in deep into your background, how you grew up, influences and such.
Yeah.
Mankiind with 2 eyes. By any chance, is that inspired by Mankiind, a.k.a. Mick Foley, the wrestler?
I've gotten that quite a few times. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
Shout out to Mick Foley. Mick Foley's phenomenal.
Mick Foley.
He's a legend, bro.
Absolutely.
What, he was a Dude Love too? Dude Love,
Cactus Jack.
Bro. Damn, he was killing it. So it was not inspired by Mick Foley.
I had that feeling.
Yeah, it was not inspired by Mick Foley. But shout out to Mick Foley. I did think of him once I had the idea for Mankiind.
So that came after the thought?
Yeah, it was after. It was an afterthought. It was an afterthought. But yeah, man. It just I asked myself randomly. I was making music anonymously, posting it on SoundCloud under my government name, and I was noticing that I needed something else. I needed something to really change, to change my name. I needed something, So I was just like, let me just run through a couple in my head, and I was just there literally making beats off my mom's laptop at the time, and yo, I was just like, you know, who do I want to make music for? Other than myself, obviously. Other than for myself, who do I want to make music for? And I was like thinking, I was like, I want to make music for the world. I want to make music for mankind. Boom.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that though. Actually, that does make sense, and I guess so you can, you know, make space for yourself and your sound. Of course. You went with the 2 eyes, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. So originally I was gonna keep it with the 1 eye, but then I did have my afterthought. I thought instantly of Mick Foley, and I was like, you know, let me just switch it up and throw in an extra eye on there.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
To differentiate a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Just to differentiate it. Have some different. There's nothing special about it.
Nice. Okay.
Nothing special.
Well, that's convenient enough. Okay, so at least so there's nobody being like, oh yeah, you're gonna play dumb, pretend you don't know Mick Foley, the OG, classic, legendary, whatever.
No,
acknowledging, of course, but he wasn't the inspiration for mankind.
No, absolutely not.
You took it broader, a step further, and said, for all mankind, a giant step for mankind, a la, what's his face? Lance Armstrong.
It's not Louis It's not Louis Armstrong either.
Neil Armstrong.
There you go.
The man on the moon.
Yeah, there
allegedly,
you go.
Supposedly,
allegedly, exactly. It was not green screen. It was not green screen. We don't know if it's green screen.
We don't know. We cannot confirm or deny.
Yeah.
But it does make you question, though. I mean, not to go into that rabbit hole and not to buy into conspiracy theories, because who knows, honestly. It was way back when. You weren't born. Surprisingly, I wasn't born either, as old as I am. Yeah. But it does make you think, kind of, right? For the sake of mankind.
It really does.
They were up there doing their thing on the moon, and we're buying it blindly because it's the moon. Mm-hmm. But then you got that going on when? 1950 something, 60 something?
1969.
69. Yeah. Oh, nice year, too, by the way. But of all years to do that, and now fast forward however long it's been from then till now, and we're just getting phones that won't, like iPhones at least, that won't butcher your typing or kind of just fuck up and scramble the wording of whatever you're trying to type in. I know you can swipe. I'm not that old. I'm not that much of a boomer, but I forget sometimes, and then I'm typing away. I know how to type on a keyboard, but God forbid on an iPhone I type, and I can't even make out what I'm writing half the time. Yeah. And I got to backspace delete. I got to copy paste a lot too.
That is fact.
It just makes you think, though, sometimes. How do you feel about that at all? Like landing on the moon.
It is weird. It is weird. Not going to lie. It is weird. I just feel like it's why haven't we gone back? That is my question. Why haven't we gone back? Question. I heard India went back, but I heard they went back. They went the first time. Their first time. They landed like a rover or some shit like that.
No offense to India, I wouldn't be surprised if they used like a humongous ass slingshot to get themselves up there. I don't know what kind of tech
it was legit. It was legit. Allegedly, it was legit.
Shout to India.
But yo, I saw like a stream or something on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Yo, that looked like easily the fakest thing I've ever seen. Like, yo, it looked super fake. But
the Indian one, you mean? Or
yes, the Indian one, that one. It looks super fake.
Well, you do got to keep in mind, I'm sure you know, the Bollywood special effects they got.
Yo, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah. And it's really with a grain of salt what they do. Listen, you watch any of their movies, they're not bad per se, but they're so like unbelievable with the level of like creatively unbelievably creative. I meant to say yes. Thank you for that. But it is like, okay, Marvel could do that if they really got lazy, but then you know, leave it to India to like have like guys standing on like 2 fingers kicking balls in the goals and like having the elephant magically repeat like bless him at the same time or something. It's just fantastical shit. But yeah, I don't know. I tend to wonder sometimes, you know, with the moon and shit.
You got to. I mean,
they keep talking about Mars. They're talking about, like by 2030 something we'll be, you know, up in hotels, 5-starring and up on the moon and shit. But we haven't been back since, like you said.
We have not been back, which is wild. But
and then for the sake of mankind, besides you, of course, the excellent producer that, you know, thank you again for the opportunity.
Appreciate that.
For the sake of mankind, do you remember that movie Wall-E by any chance?
Absolutely. One of my favorites.
Okay, so then you probably, if you looked up Wall-E, you know, on Twitter, you make that mistake, or Google, whatever, you probably seen that other theory about that's what the government has planned for us eventually to be that fact.
I did not see that theory, but I did see the movie enough to know that the context of that, which is like the world is wiped out, or not the world is wiped out, or our world is dying,
Yeah,
right?
uninhabitable at some point.
Right, and then we're all like sent to like a different planet, or like Jupiter or something like that. To be honest, I'm not mad at that theory. I feel like it's something that hopefully, obviously,
It's
doesn't
not totally
happen.
bad. But then
geez.
you're up there floating indefinitely, not even on a planet, just a big ass ship.
A big ass ship, bro.
Fat, immobile. You can't even rely on yourself to wipe yourself. You need a robot just for that. The ass wiping robot. You got the self feeding robot.
Yep.
You're practically in prison because at a certain time you're set to eat, but then they got the food program for you to stay fat.
Yep.
And then they had to figure out their own. Thanks to a little, sentient robot that just wanted to have some love and fuck eventually too.
Saved humanity.
Saved humanity. The whole shit.
Yeah.
Brought the big asses back down to Earth.
And we're back again. Back again.
Mm-hmm. And he had to do all that just to get in good with Eve anyway.
Yep.
Which she should have just been off, how cute and dirty and rusty he is. I'll just do him that solid one time at least.
Facts.
A little robo hand job. Why not?
While I'm waiting for your fucking response, are you just not going to say anything, dumbass?
That's way there in the future. Let's go a little bit to the past. What made Mankind become Mankind a producer? You did allude to your working off your mom's laptop.
Yeah.
Do you remember the type of laptop it was?
Yes, it was 2000. Well, I started making beats 2015.
Okay. Oh, you've been at it for a while now.
Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah,
okay.
For a little while. It was her 2009 MacBook Air, so it was pretty outdated.
If I'm not mistaken, I think one of the earlier MacBook Airs.
Yeah. Yep.
One of the first.
Probably like second gen.
I'd say
like second gen probably. But I was working on GarageBand, hated it. Then I somehow cracked Logic off this like random website. And
shout out to pirating back when. Shout out to pirating back when.
Oh, facts, bro. And I was just working on production from there, and started from there. But the original spark, I guess, from what you mentioned, the original spark.
Yeah.
Man, I was at like a weird moment in college, and I just wasn't even too sure what I wanted to do exactly. I was like in one of those weird areas. I think whoever's watching this probably understands that you just don't know, like that time period where you're just not sure where you want to go, and you're just like, I just graduated high school. Like, where the hell am I going to go now? Like, I don't know what to do,
Right.
So that's exactly how I was feeling. And I knew I had a bigger purpose. I knew it was something else that I had to do. I knew there was a moment where I feel like I am supposed to be something greater than what I am right now.
A lot more to offer.
Yeah, exactly. So I had like some random ass epiphany in college, and I was like blasting Kid Cudi on my headphones on like this random like Wednesday of a evening, hating how I'm in college and shit, and just blasting Kid Cudi on my headphones. And I was just there. I was alone. I was chilling, and I was in the bus. And that moment, I think there was this one song that I heard. It's called "Immortal" by Kid Cudi. One of my favorite Kid Cudi songs. That's the one that I consider that saved my life and put me where I'm at right now, where I'm sitting next to you.
Interesting.
And shout out to Kid Cudi.
Shout out to Cudi.
And I heard that song, and from there I was just like, oh wow, I think I want to just start making music. Literally from there.
That's a good place to start though with Cudi.
Literally. Oh yeah, he's phenomenal. If you hear that whole album, Indicud, I don't know if you probably
That's
heard
the
it.
one after Man on the Moon, right?
Man on the Moon 2. It's right after I think it's right after Man on the Moon 2. Yeah, right after.
Okay.
It's like a little explosion. It's like an explosion album. Orange.
Yeah.
You probably seen it.
I definitely seen it. I just, I'll be honest, like I got
sonically, you probably don't remember it, right?
No, because I got into Cudi like just before Man on the Moon. Like, so I still caught the tail end of the mixtape era of Cudi.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I love that shit. So he was always like big, like in my book. But yeah, album wise, Cudi, I kind of lost track. Not that I didn't like it. It was just kind of like
it was different. I think it was different where he was going that
he
rock.
Lost me a little bit there.
Yeah, that rock route, which I'm not mad at. Actually, really enjoyed it.
Because I still love shit like Erase Me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah,
so
you're right.
simple,
Such
like a
good
little
track.
tiny riff and shit, the build up in between, but then like Kanye, early, still kind of Kanye.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
not early, but like still old Kanye.
Yeah,
Jumping
for sure.
in there, spazzing.
Yeah, beasted on that. But yeah, that's pretty much what started me, you know. I guess what started Mankind, you know.
I would have, I didn't want to offend potentially, but I did kind of piece it together by the outfit today that you would have been a Cudi fan.
Oh, really?
That's not my chance, yeah. But an early on Cudi fan, when he would like,
Early on.
Yeah, he would put on the throwback Jordans or something like that.
Yeah.
Close enough, like flannel.
Yeah, I'm throwing on the flannel today. I felt flannelly today. It was that type of weather outside New York.
It is.
You know?
Even though we just had these past couple of days, like kind of almost not summer, but like,
It was like
early
springish,
fall.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like fallish.
Yeah.
Super like 60s and all that, but yeah.
Yeah, where I sweat through my hoodie, and yesterday I was really embarrassed because I had Brenden and Know-It-All, shouts to both of them,
Shout out.
to pay homage to Hove, Jay-Z,
Okay, yeah,
for his
yeah,
birthday,
yeah.
birthday episode for him. And I was definitely sweating at some points where I smelt it on myself, where I felt like I was like headlocking an onion the whole time on both ends. I just kept switching sides. It was really sweaty. I'm one of those. I sweat from the pits immediately. So I get,
Yeah.
you know, conscious about it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm the same way. Same way. Sweat from the pits and then fortunately the back.
Everywhere else, only unless I'm doing like the elliptical or treadmill or something.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
everywhere
for
else
sure,
kicks in,
bro.
but it's always
For
the pits
sure.
first.
For sure.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you got this too. I'd like to think it's only in my nose, but I feel like I got a PTSD traumatized nose where certain aromas have stuck with me over time. They kind of just got like tattooed inside my nostrils. Because I remember clearly in high school when my mom had just bought me like a winter jacket. Up until that point, I was like wearing 2-3 hoodies. Back when we actually had winters and snow and shit. Not like now, like 2 snowfalls, a light, and you kind of just like forget about the next day. She finally bought me a winter jacket, but because we had to still play flag football, and they were chasing me because they thought, oh, big man, big jacket, you know, he must be tucking the ball away in his belly or something like that. They kept chasing me. I kept sweating. And I only had my gym shirt underneath, so I sweat through it. And we did wash it eventually. I made sure to turn it inside out to wash it. But that smell still stuck with me in the pits. So even when I put it on after freshly washing it, in my mind, in my nose, I still smelled it there.
Yeah.
And every time I was in class, I was sweaty, or after gym, you have classes, right?
Yeah.
I would still think I'm sitting in this fucking aroma.
Yeah.
It's lingering there. I smell it. And I'm looking to see out the corner of my eye.
If anyone
people,
sees
the girls, especially because at that age.
Stank, that stank face, like, what the hell?
Yeah, at that age, that's when you worry about most about the girls. Like, look, man, even though half of them in my school, at least Long Island City High School, half of them were like baby moms already by like junior year. So shout out to them. I guess they got started early with their reproductive systems, confirming they were good. Not all of them were Spanish. Thank God for Queens being diverse as it is. Because, you know, you had the Indian girls, you had the black girls, you had all the other girls, the swim team girls, and all that too. And they all had to end up working at the Pathmark we had inside, the mini Pathmark in the school.
There was a Pathmark in that school?
I still don't know how it worked because I only went in the shop. I never learned the inner workings of. But it was like you could actually work there part-time, like within school hours or like a little afterwards, and still get paid for it. Or I think they gave me credit.
Really?
And that would set them up, you know, wow, ideally enough for a career in Pathmark. Bringing up for real people instead of high school kids.
Oh, God.
But it was a small little Pathmark, one aisle to ring you up in, and a small little conveyor belt to like put all your shit on.
Shit in there. Okay.
It was all little like tiny shit, you know, like little trinkets and snacks and whatever. But, you know, early career experience, I guess. They set them up properly for that shit. Shout out to all the big mothers.
Shout out to Pathmark, too. I know they're not around anymore.
They're not?
Nah, I've never seen them. I think there was one in like Atlantic Avenue in Queens. It turned into a Stop and Shop. So I don't know if Stop and Shop bought them out. But
maybe they did, because I remember for the longest time, I haven't been back there recently, but I know on Northern Boulevard, like a little before Best Buy, Home Depot, there was a huge Pathmark. That's a good point. I might need to check that out. I don't know if they're there anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Pathmark's around anymore.
You know what? I think it might be a Stop and Shop, actually, if I remember.
So I think they probably bought them out, bro.
Bought them out.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
my
probably
God.
bought them out, bro.
Times are real. Pathmark couldn't even
bro.
stand.
Shout
They
out
were
to-
employing too many baby mothers.
Yo.
They can't show up to the shifts. Oh, I got to take care of my kid. Which one? How many are you going to fucking, when you going to stop at some point?
Shout out to Pathmark. Shout out to Circuit City. That's another one too.
Circuit
Radio
City.
Shack.
Oh man,
God.
Radio Shack. They're still around, but the one by me closed down finally. I think right in the midst of the pandemic, and the one now on Forest Hills. No, by Union Turnpike. That's the only one.
That's the only one.
Yeah, I think in Queens at least. I don't know about anywhere else.
I don't know if that one's around. I don't think so.
No?
I don't know. I really don't know. I can't give you an example.
Not Circuit City. I'm sorry. PC Richards. I mean.
PC Richards. Yes. Yeah,
Circuit City been gone.
Yeah. Circuit City's gone, bro. It's been gone for a while. I was heartbroken when I saw that.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
And then now Best Buy, speaking of Mankind not serving them properly anymore, although the bit of Mankind that loves to still buy physical like DVDs and shit, they're gonna phase that out.
They're pulling that. Yeah, they're pulling that.
They've been shrinking it ever since, but I think they said officially as of next year, some point they're just gonna
just pull them out.
They're gonna be gone.
That's wild, man.
There's on-screen death implied because what was really cool to see was King Boo and King Babam at the wedding, as they would, since evil supports evil, I think is one of them said. So they have to light King Babam on fire and set off his fuse, and he's like so stubby and short arm he can't reach the top of his crown to like get to the fuse and put it out. So at some point just like gives up, puts his arms out, and he blows up. So did he go up by suicide or did they kill him, basically? Okay, there's death after all in the Super Mario Brothers movie. So you can't really complain about that. It's not really full on a kids movie like that if they got on-screen death, even if it's a made-up character, not human, and no guts and nothing, flying all over the place. After all, it's just TNT or dynamite or whatever King Babam is made of. But at least a proper use of a Babam.
I love the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I thought it was good.
Okay. Yep.
The newly animated one.
I thought it was great too. I don't know why people were hating on it so much.
I think it was just the critics, honestly, hating on it. Like, they didn't get it like, oh, there's no plot. Mario never had no plot. It's always the same fucking thing and newer graphics.
They're thinking, wait, it's not that deep. It's a Mario movie.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
It's about a plumber that don't exist.
It's not that deep.
He's still, according to stereotypes, potentially offensive to Italians, but even they warmed up to him, too. Short, stocky, fat, big mustache. Hey, Mario.
Yeah.
And even that, they
removed that, sort of.
Yeah, they retired that guy, Charles Martinet.
Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to
He's been doing this thing since like Mario 64.
Yep.
My favorite game.
Yeah, phenomenal game.
One of the very few I ever beat 100%. But that's such an easy game to do it with. It's just about like just playing it through and staying persistent.
Yeah, I've seen like speed runs, like people beating in like 2 seconds. God. Or like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I don't know, bro. Yeah. Something like that. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. But anyways, besides the speed runs, yeah. Oh man, shout out to Mario though. One of my favorites.
Shout out to Mario. Yeah. You excited at all about the potential? No, not potential. The live action Zelda movie we'll get.
Man, yo, I'm easily Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games.
Shout out to Breath of the Wild.
Oh man, love that game.
That's the first Zelda game I ever fully played.
Same.
I never touched the one before.
Same here. I know I sound super fake.
Yeah.
I have on my ringtone on my phone is the Orcana of Time.
Ocarina.
Ocarina. That's how fake I am. Yeah, I'm gonna get flamed. It's all good though. I have the ringtone. The dun, 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 dun. I have that ringtone, and I've never played that game. And that sounds super fake, but I just really love that song, and I just really enjoyed watching playthroughs of that game. Yeah, but Breath of the Wild, easily phenomenal game.
Oh yeah.
But going back to what you said about the movie, Tom Holland's up next, bro. Tom Holland up next, bro.
I don't hate it because he's been good in everything so far, but it's like they get stuck on one guy or girl, and they're in every fucking thing for like 5 years.
Everything. Uncharted, Tom Holland.
Uncharted.
Spider-Man, which I'm not mad about.
No, he's a really good Spider-Man.
Phenomenal Spider-Man. Tom Holland. What's next? Legend of Zelda. I'm surprised Sony picked it up though, but
that's the weird thing too. But then you would think maybe because they got Tom Holland already, pretty much in the back pocket. But then, of course, you go to Reddit wherever too. You're reading the things too much. You see like, oh, it's a plan by Sony to infiltrate Nintendo and ruin it purposely and shit.
No, that's way too deep. There.
Although the people associated with it, I forget the director and or one of the producers. I think the producer was linked back to some pretty bad shit, except for the Spider-Verse movies. He was a part of those.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he doesn't have the best track record, the producer at least. So that might kind of feed in a little tiny bit to that theory. Who knows? But if they're collabing on that level, I think they're in it for the long run to make it good too.
Of course.
Especially if it's live action, because I don't know. I think popular opinion on the internet is that it should have been animated first.
Absolutely. I feel like Illumination could have easily bodied that.
Yeah.
Illumination could have easily bodied making a Legend of Zelda film.
And that could have been their first like serious-esque kind of movie.
Absolutely.
And what better way to start with Zelda?
And I thought that all of this was going to be a culmination of like them dropping Nintendo films. Like after this would have been Metroid, and then after this it would have been like a Star Fox, bringing back Star Fox in this. Oh my gosh, it would have been phenomenal. Well, and then Super Smash Bros. In the end.
At the very end, to bring it all together.
Avengers Endgame. Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. But they did actually buy a studio for that Nintendo. A small studio like strictly for animation, which they haven't done anything with it yet. But I think they were working on, I forget who. They did say somebody was like the first project up. I think Pitt. I think they might have mentioned that one. So Kid Icarus might be the first one they do, but it's like a small in-house studio just for
Kid
animation.
Icarus, yes.
Which that'd be cool too. He's overdue for a game also.
What game is he in though?
There was a first Kid Icarus on the NES. I think there was another one for the DS.
Okay.
And
I've never played it, that's why I'm asking.
I think there might have been a GameCube one. I didn't play those two either. But yeah, he's really got like a spotty track record. As far as like shit he's been, besides Smash Bros, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But goddamn, yeah. I don't know how to feel honestly about the Zelda, because again, I'm not a big Zelda fan. I only got into Breath of the Wild because I was like, I saw the hype. I was like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
I pop my Zelda cherry with that game, and I love it.
Yeah.
That's why I won't even touch Tears of the Kingdom, because you see all the shit you're able to do and get heavily sidetracked with besides playing the main game.
Yeah.
I'll just throw all my hours into that game, and I'll never finish.
Tears of the Kingdom is phenomenal. I'm playing that one currently. I'm still playing that one.
I
think I had to stop in between playing Tears of the Kingdom for Spider-Man. I had to stop. I had to stop. I know I'm taking super long because the game came out in March.
Yeah.
It took super long, but that's how much time I put into playing Tears of the Kingdom.
No, but they still keep coming up with all the fucking, what is it, what's the hand called in Tears of the Kingdom? The
Yiga clan? You're talking about that? Or?
No, the hand, the shit that helps you build all the shit.
I know what you're talking about. It's like thing. The green hand thing. Yeah,
they keep coming up with shit every single day on I see on TikTok, I see on Instagram. So it's like I don't even want to touch it, because like I'm gonna lose every single bit of my day just doing that nonstop.
Yeah.
And I still won't be half as good as like the people doing that shit.
Yeah.
So I can't even bother with that. I'm not going to say it's a bad game. It looks great, but I'm going to stick to Breath of the Wild, finish that eventually, and then, that's kind of like my I'm about to knock out, go to sleep kind of game.
Yeah, I get you.
That's
super calm game, chill. You're just literally taking a breath of the wild. That's exactly how I felt.
Definitely. But shout out to Zelda.
Facts.
Praying and hoping that movie live action
does well.
Let's say 1991, 1992 version of Black Panther with Wesley Snipes. Having Wesley Snipes attached to the project would have maybe brought some more money and or budget to the film, but I still don't think enough to make a suit look convincing. It probably would have been like that bondage looking ass leather like Michelle Pfeiffer had on in whichever Batman movie she was in too. Because back then, the leather looked so rubbery on all these costumes. If you look at the Batman movies, it almost looked like latex. Guaranteed there was a lot of chafing in the costume, whoever was wearing the shit. They were probably squeaking as loud as like SpongeBob boots were. Imagine the disrespect of having Wesley jumping and flipping and roundhouse kicking all over the place as Black Panther, but then they got to worry about like taking out the audio, the squeaks all around in post-production.
What's your background? Because I know nowadays I still like to assume. I'm from that age and era where we would just take a guess at what's your background, or just like you look Spanish enough, I'll just start talking to you in Spanish, kind of thing. What's your background, if anything?
Dominican. I'm Dominican and Salvadoran.
I would have never guessed Dominican.
I get that a lot.
But there are so many that look like you that it's not out of the question.
It's just, I'm gonna be honest with you. Dominicans don't even look like Dominicans sometimes. Like we have so many different. We look like so many different races.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. But that's how beautiful the country is. That's how beautiful
The culture, the people,
the culture, everything in general is.
Definitely.
Yeah, but no one guesses my Salvadorian side. Like no one even knows that I'm half Salvadorian.
I would have guessed that honestly first.
Oh, really?
instead of
Really?
Dominican. Yeah.
Okay. I never get that first. Never get that first. I get first thing I get is like Colombian or Puerto Rican.
I would have thought 100% Colombian.
Yeah. I've gotten Asian ones. I don't know how.
I don't know
I don't know, bro.
Now they're stretching.
That's a super stretch. I'm like, well, okay. I don't know if you're messing with me right now.
But that is funny though that not that you own up to one more than the other, but do you identify as one perhaps, or kind of take the one more than the other?
No, I take them both evenly. Pause, but but I take them both evenly. I love both parts of my sides, Dominican and Salvadoran. I say both very proudly. Very grateful.
Do you have more knowledge on one more than the other, or kind of?
Well, I can say I visited both countries once.
Okay.
So, do I have more knowledge? I mean, not really. Not really. I'd say they're both pretty even. I can still say they're both pretty even for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both pretty even.
Because shout out to El Salvador.
Oh yeah, of course.
Definitely.
Shout out to them.
But the Dominican Republic, really, I would consider them, of all the Spanish-speaking Latino countries, I'd really say they're like the rainbow spectrum as far as, like you said, how they can kind of blend in and look like nothing like the stereotypical Dominican you'd assume.
Yeah, of course.
Or look like how you'd imagine them in the memes and such. Because my ex was Dominican. I forget where she was. I try to forget about it completely because she was toxic, But great ticks, great sex, but a very
Was not it.
no,
Was not it.
not a good person.
Was not it. I
besides
get
that,
it.
No, wouldn't let me break up with her. She's one of
That's
those.
already.
That's a trait.
That's already. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've seen like yourself now, and I've seen like, from that end to that end of the spectrum color wise, all Dominicans encompassing in between too, which I think I would say they're more like the chameleons of the Hispanic community.
I agree.
Because they really can just run from that end of the island and look this way, the other in that way, and just you never guess.
You never guess.
In between, you never guess.
Yeah.
As far as, let's say, early influences, if anything, production-wise, who caught your ear early on? And let's not say copy, but like, I could see myself doing that, or I like that sound. Who did that for you, besides Cudi, of course, since you mentioned already?
Okay. I'd say early influences. You're talking about just production-wise, or just like early influences?
Let's just say in general, music, production, whatever-wise. Like, who were you a fan of, like, as far as you can remember early on?
Early on, I'd say early on, I was I still am. I'm very big into Madlib. Very big in, shout out to Madlib. Yeah, definitely phenomenal. Madlib, Nujabes, that's another one. Producer as well. He's also a jazz, very much influenced by jazz, and puts that in his music. Super big fan of his. MF Doom, of course, Doom.
Ooh, shout out to Doom,
God.
yeah.
Doom. Dilla.
Dilla, too. Shout out
I was
Simply.
also, when I was young, what's crazy is that early on in my life, when I was super young, I was listening to Wu-Tang at like 6 years old.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I was listening to Wu-Tang a lot.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 27.
Oh, you're a
Yeah,
baby.
I'm 27.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, 27. But at 5, 6, no, not 5. I'm reaching at 5. Like 6, 7 years old, I was listening to Wu-Tang. I was listening to 36 Chambers, and that's because of my uncle. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
I wasn't listening to that willingly. I was listening to that forcefully. But I'm very glad, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very grateful that I've done that, because it opened up my ears to listen to other types of music, and I was very big into Wu-Tang early on.
Nice. Okay.
I was super big into Wu-Tang. Kanye, oh God, Kanye. Bro.
Yeah.
I was listening to him so much. Kanye, and then I could even go as far back as when I was like 2, bro. I was listening to like Backstreet Boys.
Shout out to Backstreet. Yeah, it hits.
Backstreet Boys. I had the album at 2 years old. Yo, I have footage of myself. My mother has footage of me literally singing that whole entire album. Literally singing to that whole entire album word for word. I was when I got to see that footage again.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, I don't even remember doing that.
So was your first word "baby" because they were big on like baby in the song?
It was probably that. It was probably I want it that way. You know, like, you know, some
which
crazy,
I wouldn't be mad at. That's I think that right there, I want it that way. For me, at least, not even top 5. I think that is the quintessential pop song.
Of course.
That, transcends all time. That comes on. I feel like everybody knows the words.
Everybody knows it. I could say the same thing for Billie Jean too.
Yeah.
Billie Jean is like right there, you know? I'd say that's like, once you hear that drum break, it's like, oh, that's Michael. Mm-hmm. You know, that doom, ch, doom, ch, doom, ch, you know? It's a rap. You already know it's Billie Jean.
Yeah, I think those two definitely.
But I Want It That Way, that guitar comes in. Phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, I know you probably know this about that song, but the fact that even the group alludes to not knowing or having any idea what the song means.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they said that a bunch of times in different.
They don't know what it means?
They pretty much said, we just sang the song because, they gave it to us like that.
Okay.
But they were like, we still don't know to this day what it means. Like,
really?
I want it that way. What do you want that way? Is it like Burger King? I'll have it that way, whatever. How do you want your meat? Grilled, flipped, whatever.
I just want it that way.
Fake impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't remember if the producers ever even fully explained it, but I knew they were Swedish. And they were songwriters, producers as well. But I think they wrote the song, not produced it. I might be wrong on that. I think they might have produced as well. But they just kind of wrote it how it made sense to them. And it was like, 99, 2000. So like before, Duolingo, all the shit we have now to translate immediately.
Yeah.
They're just going off the English they know, plus like how they feel in Swedish, of course. Swedish emotions. Or is it Norwegian? I forget. I think it was Swedish, though.
Yo, honestly, I had no clue about that.
But if you think about it, though, it's not a complicated song. It's like
not. It's not.
They're just, being told someone wants it that way, which is, this is where it ends kind of thing.
Yeah. Just want it.
No matter the distance, I want you to know deep down inside of me, you are my fire.
Yeah.
Or you gotta sing like, hey, you are my fire.
Yeah.
But I like AJ's part the best because he wasn't vocally the strongest.
Yeah.
But he would put some feel into his shit.
He definitely brought in his
He
sauce.
put the stank on it.
His sauce. Absolutely. Yo.
And I guess that's a Puerto Rican in him, doing that too. Well, Floridian Puerto Rican, but still Puerto Rican enough.
Yeah.
The most ethnically diverse of them all, probably.
Yep.
Unless I'm wrong. Wait, no. I think Howie was Puerto Rican too, or something, or some sort of Spanish.
I think he was Spanish. I think he is Spanish. I think he is Spanish.
And then not to downplay, of course, the rest of the BSBs, but they weren't as diverse. I think Kevin was like Swedish or something like Italian or one of those in his genetic coding.
I think he was Italian. I think he is Italian. I think. I'm not really too sure. I think he is though. I might be wrong though.
Safe bet, probably.
Yeah.
We know too much Backstreet Boys for our own good.
And what's crazy is that they're still making music.
They are.
Till this day.
I went to see them
making music.
2 years ago, I think.
Really?
When they did the show out in Long Island. Forget where. It was a nightmare getting back from there when you don't have a car.
I can imagine.
Oh God, it was a nice looking stadium, like I forget what you call those kind of amphitheaters. I think.
Oh, the amphitheater.
Yeah. Jones Beach Amphitheater. There we go.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Nightmare coming back from there.
I'm sure.
Because I don't drive. I don't have a car. I have my license. I don't have a car. But I think we got back maybe me and my girlfriend because she's the fan. I am too, but she was the big fan. It was like her birthday gift for that year. I think we got back maybe like at 4 a.m. And the shit was done like at 11.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
God. That's wild, bro.
But it was worth it for her, at least. I mean, I don't like to talk about prices like that like I'm being, cheap, but it wasn't that cheap even to get nosebleeds for that shit. But it was worth it. They put on a good show, though.
I can imagine. They're great. They're a great band, man. They're still killing it.
They are
still killing it, man.
But all right, so yeah, we're Backstreet Boy fans. That's good to know. And yeah, you were saying right. You were like 2 years old singing Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
You know, hugging on the album and shit. You know, do you remember what album you were hugging up on by any chance?
I think it was the New Millennium album. The New Millennium album.
Okay, not a bad
I think that was the album. That's the name of it, right? New Millennium?
I think it's Millennium.
Millennium, something like that. Yeah.
They're all in white.
Yes.
Millennium.
Yes, Millennium. That one. It's a great album.
See, we're real men. We're not ashamed to, like, you know, flex our
I'll
Backstreet Boy knowledge.
I'll say it.
And love for them, too.
Exactly. I got a lot of love for them.
NSYNC,
for
too, they did their thing.
I wasn't a big NSYNC fan. It was definitely not.
I did like them, but I think they played up Justin being the front man too much.
Yeah.
Because he really wasn't that great a singer, but he ended up being a great, you know, composer, producer, all that. There's no denying that.
I do respect Justin. I think he's a phenomenal artist, and he was a great performer. I know now it's a little different in age, all that things happen, but he's still a great performer. Oh man, and still a great artist. Definitely. I do want to see more from him.
I think it's about time he drops some new shit.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for some new shit, but I know he dropped a song with NSYNC again.
Oh, they did do something right.
They did. I kind of passed on that. I didn't listen to it.
I don't think I heard it.
Yeah.
I just know they promoted it when they did Hot Ones, right?
Yes, they did it for the Trolls movie, I think. Trolls 3 or 2.
Oh, that does make sense for Trolls,
Yeah.
Because all that is karaoke with animated trolls.
Yeah.
And Kenan Thompson playing a white troll when he's like, he can't hide the blackness in him. Shout out to Kenan Thompson, of course.
Yeah, shout out.
Not the strongest part or contributor to SNL, respectfully. But in just about everything else he's done or I've seen him in, pretty funny. Pretty good. When you let him.
He's dope, though.
When he's not scripted like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think one of your most viewed videos on YouTube, almost 10,000 views, is the AI you created for Kanye.
Yeah.
Sorbito de champagne.
Yes. I'm as I said, I'm half Salvadorian, so I've heard that song many times in my family functions. So.
Oh, that's a song. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a song.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I think it's a shout out to Pastor Lopez. He's the original.
I know that name. Okay.
Yes, he is the original. Yeah, as I said, I'm half Salvadorian, so I definitely know that song. It's a very popular in Central America. It's very, very, very popular. And yeah, I just randomly had a Kanye AI and just was like, you know what? I think it would be funny if I just throw this on there. And then I just tried it out, and it worked out, man. It worked out pretty well.
That's fucking catchy, that one.
Yeah, I put that out on TikTok, and for some reason, the next day I woke up to like 200,000 likes, not likes, but like views and engagements. Insane. And I think that's like my highest engagement I've ever gotten as far as views on TikTok.
You are on TikTok?
Yes, I am.
Mankiind. Oh, I couldn't find you.
Yeah, Mankiind.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, I'm on there. But yeah, it's like the highest one. It's like the highest one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really mad I didn't know that was an actual song, because I know Pastor Lopez.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Or I might have heard it, I just don't recognize it.
You probably heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was immediately so catchy. I was like,
yeah.
Damn, this is kind of genius, but okay.
Yeah.
Even if it was based off an existing song, that's still, clever enough to put Kanye on it, because he sounded just like
it's crazy.
It could have came out of him.
Yeah, of course. It's a great song.
No, it is, definitely.
Yeah.
And you've been doing a couple of those AI things now, too.
Yeah, I was just messing around. Something I was just messing around for. I might do a few more, but it's going to be just with my production on it. I don't want to do existing songs.
Yeah.
I'm like refusing myself to do existing songs. I know a lot of pages still post me with those existing songs, but I'd rather just do original shit, to be honest.
I think nothing to be ashamed about, though, because, that is still you coming up with that idea.
Exactly. But I'd rather do some new shit on it,
Yeah, and I mean, even with that, that still requires some sort of stroke of genius to do
course,
that.
yeah,
Put
yeah.
the two together. Oh, this sounds good. What if I put Kanye?
Yeah,
on it?
and also it's not simple as people think. You got to actually mix the vocals and arrange them properly and make sure they sound clean. I can't be putting vocals out and they're not clean.
No, there's work
You know,
involved.
of course.
There's
Gotta make
levels
it sound
to it.
good. Yeah.
Definitely. So, speaking of AI, and still keeping on that topic, because I saw your work with that and the different other things you've done with AI, you know, doing them over and such, I could tell by that, and also the stuff you've done besides that, your remixes and stuff, reproducing. I already knew based off that, and because obviously you work with Brenden, that you're definitely someone to look out for. Because again, you do need to have some sort of knowledge of wealth to know this sounds good with this. And also I love the fact that you're taking it back to when a remix was a remix, as far as like, even if it's the same lyrics or whatever, take the acapella, put it on top of a new beat, give it new life. I miss that time in music, not just rap, but just period.
Yeah.
You know, when they would just like put the effort, like if they did a house mix or something, it was a whole new beat, schematics,
It's a whole new feeling. It's a whole new feeling,
layouts.
of
It was
course.
practically a brand new song.
Yeah.
Or even better, when they would feel like, you know, hey, you're doing a brand new beat. Oh, I like how this sounds. Let me just rewrite something to it. Let me get this person on it too. Where it's not just a remix now, where I hate the mislabeling of where they'll do a remix and it's just like somebody else just like jumped on and leave it at that. Or at the very end, it kind of just like, even you can hear it in the sound how it was literally just dropped into the very end. Oh, we just got this guy, this girl. We're just sprinkling it on. kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
It's gotten kind of lazy.
Yeah. I agree.
So I do love that you've been doing that though. You actually take, let's say at least now the acapellas, you put a whole new thing under it too. Your own little signature to it.
Of course.
Is that something you're going to be doing too as well? You know, drifting away from the AI or?
Yeah. Stuff. I want to start drifting away from. I wouldn't say I'm drifting away from the AI. I definitely want to. Definitely do some more AI stuff, but as far as like remixing and flipping, I definitely have something coming up soon for a recent track that came out, and it's gonna be dope. I definitely want to start pushing more of those. I am planning on doing another beat tape. Definitely planning on doing that. Probably have some special features on there. Be pretty dope. Yeah. So I'm just working on that.
What's the name of the beat tape, the one you did so far?
I've done two beat tapes, instrumental tapes. The first one was originally released on SoundCloud. It was called Volume 1, The Summer's Over. Did that back in 2017.
Okay.
Then I did Volume 2 that same year, 2017. It's called Volume 2, Do You Remember? Did those two. Then I packaged them together and dropped them in March. In streaming platforms.
Oh, this past March.
March of 2018.
Oh, 2018. Okay.
2018. That's when I dropped them both in a package, released it to all streaming platforms.
Yeah, I didn't find those.
Yeah, that's definitely on that link. Then I dropped Loveland.
Okay.
That's I guess my latest one. I wouldn't say latest, it's pretty old. Dropped it in June of 2018, or I think around that time. July of 2018. And that one was a lot of fun to make. But yeah, definitely. Those are the two.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I got to do some research and homework on Mankiind and what you've done up until this point. How do you feel about that early work, though? The ones we just discussed. You go back to them, remember them.
You know what's
or...
funny? I did go back to them and I listened to them, and I'm not mad at it. I'm actually happy with what I've done. It's something that's just a moment in time. It was a moment in my life. And I'm just grateful for it, I just felt like I did a good job, and even though some of the stuff sounds out of key, I wasn't really feeling it. But other than that, I'm still proud of it.
Were they in key to you back then, or did you pick?
They were in key to me back then.
Okay.
That's how early on my ear was. Now it's not on key for me.
Now you hear.
Now it's like I hear. I hear what the flaws, But I'm happy regardless. I'm happy that I dropped it and got to release it.
Would you ever go back to any of that stuff and rework it, retool it, or is it just as is? Best left?
I would go back. Well, actually, I would not go back. There's one track that I did go back to, and that was like the only track that I did. It was
like a do-over, or
I did do it. Yeah, it was a do-over. Yeah, it was a do-over. I already released it already. I redid it because I love the sample so much. It was oh man, I forgot the name. Yeah, I forgot the name of the track. I think it's the third to last track on Loveland, where I reworked it, and I actually played it for Brenden, and he has something recorded on it, so maybe it might be releasing. Maybe
so in the works, potential something.
In the works, potential something that I might drop with Brenden. So yeah. Shout out to Brenden again.
Shout out to Brenden, definitely.
Yeah.
Which will be a pause touching on now your work with Brenden, as far as you mentioned you met 2020, I'm assuming during the pandemic or a little before it started?
During the pandemic.
During the pandemic.
Yeah.
So he taps you, he likes what you're doing, he says come through, and you've been working ever since from there.
Yep.
What I do appreciate the most about Brenden, again, not to make this, smooch, kiss ass fest for Brenden, but he does deserve the praise. I like that he takes his time with the work.
Absolutely.
It's not just, which I don't, hate either. Like Russell, I know he was doing that for a while, like every week or something like that, like just a brand new song, but I'm sure he had those like tucked away in the vault.
Yeah.
But I do like that Brenden, and there's still artists like him that take their time to like fine tune, feel it, be proud of what they're about to drop, and then release it.
Yeah.
Is that sort of like how you work as well for yourself? Did you kind of learn that from Brenden? Did you play off each other, like teaching each other things, like as far as how you work?
Well, we've always put quality over quantity first. Whenever it came to Brenden and I, we always done that. We've always done that, and we love to take our time whenever we come into making music and making a track. We love to take our time, and I guess it is something that we both picked up. I can't say that I picked it up from him, but I could say that I picked it up from just noticing that it does take time to release a great song. I rather like take a year to make a great song instead of just making like a day or like a few hours to make a great song,
Okay.
I'd rather take my time and make it perfect,
That makes sense.
Great, I don't always strive for perfection because nothing in life is perfect. Nothing in life is perfect, but I try to take my time with it. I don't want to drag it on, but I just would rather take my time, quality over quantity. Take my time with it.
And that's always a question I have in this case. You two will be the perfect example, I guess, of how you work, because I kind of have an idea how Brenden works, but then he's so layered with his stuff that I can't really pinpoint it. So in your case, when you have a beat or you work on something with Brenden, is it more of like, let's say he has something in his mind, how he wants the beat to sound like, and you build around that? Or do you come to him with something already there and he'll build on top of that?
What's funny is that we do both.
You do both?
We do both.
Okay.
There's some moments where I sit down, we're just talking, and I'm like, hey, so what you're feeling right now? Because, I'm feeling this and this and that. I'm like, all right, cool. So I just cook it up. Or I just play something. And right away something sparks up.
Okay.
So, and mostly that works. Mostly it's the I play something for him, sparks up an idea. Mainly that's what happens. Sometimes I cook up in front of him.
All right.
Both. You play both. Play both.
What would you say would be the more common route?
Common route, I'd say, is more of. Lately, it's been more of me cooking up, but before lately, I'd say it's the me playing a beat for him, and him sort of sparking the idea for it. I'd say that.
From your experience, besides working obviously with just Brenden, is that more common, you think, as a producer, to come with something to the artist and they pick and choose from
that's
there?
Usually what it is. Like usually if I work with a different artist other than Brenden, I don't like to cook up in front of. There's very selective people where I cook up in front of. I don't want so many people around me. Whenever I cook up, I like to be in my own element,
That makes
in my
sense.
own world, you know.
That makes sense.
But whenever if I'm working with another artist, I just send it out. Usually, I like to send it out, or I just
So I guess
Dropbox, whatever.
if anything, the way you work with Brenden now, it's built off of trust you have for each other.
Yeah, I'd say
And
so. Yeah,
it's much easier for you to be like, okay, let me build this up in front of you.
yeah,
You'll work on it too as well, and it'll kind of gel in the end.
gel together. Yep, yeah.
All right,
Practically,
so
yeah.
let's see, give or take like 2020 till now, 2023 almost the end of. I mean, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm counting offhand correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You guys have 6 things together, tracks. I mean, you've worked on, or
6 if you include the State of Mind EP.
okay,
Right, State of Mind EP, which is 5 tracks, I believe. Yeah, 5 tracks, I think, or 4. God, I'm horrible. Don't hate me, Brenden. But 4 or 5 tracks we have. We have after that, I think we dropped. I think Liam Neeson. No, Steppin', Liam Neeson, Handsome, You Wish. So that's 4. So like 9. I'd say 9 tracks we have.
Okay,
9
dope.
tracks. Yeah, in total we have. Yeah. Yeah, including our latest stuff that we have, which is
You
Handsome
Wish.
and You Wish. Yeah,
Right.
Handsome and You Wish. Yep. Yep.
which I know there is no such thing most likely, just like I would hope a good parent doesn't have a favorite child. Do you have anything you've worked on with Brenden till now that's your favorite?
That's my
or
favorite.
like your signature, your go-to?
Like a favorite song, right?
Yeah.
A favorite song.
Or let's say, better example, like if someone asks you, oh, show me some of your work with this guy, Brenden. Like,
Easily I'd play, which I've done many times. I played, it's a tie between, I find Handsome to be such a perfect track of cadence from Brenden. And sonically for me, I feel like it's a perfect track. And I feel like the most, I guess, into our soul, if you tap into our soul, I'd say it's Tired of Being Broke. Easily. Those are the high level Brenden and Mankind tracks that we have. Easily.
those are the go-tos,
Oh,
staples
yeah.
for
For sure.
your work,
For sure.
your catalog so far.
For sure.
Now, did you say Handsome just because you're in the video heavily like that with him?
No.
No shame in that. I mean, but hey, showcase yourself. Why not? Besides
yeah,
the
yeah.
sounds.
That's the only video where I'm in, where I'm like literally having a little bit of fun.
Hey, listen, they're gonna have to put a face eventually to Mankind. Besides this
Yeah.
interview, they're gonna want to see the sounds because
Eventually.
if
Yeah.
they like the sounds, maybe they'll come back to this one, or they go vice versa. They're gonna have to see what the guy looks like.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like you're gonna be like the grand reveal is gonna be like you're like the Hunchback from Notre Dame or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
God forbid.
yeah.
No, you're out here just
Exactly.
doing your thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
But touching on those tracks, actually, Handsome's a good one. You know, I don't think I it's impossible for me to unlike anything from Brenden. And ever since you started working with him too, I think he's kind of been able to find kind of like the je ne sais quoi
yeah.
to Brenden. So you've been able to fine tune that for him, craft it to Brenden be the most Brenden possible. But I think for me at least, I can't choose a favorite. But if I had to, gun to my head, I'd say probably the most Brenden sounding of anything he's done till now, with or without you, would be Tired of Being Broke. I think that one really kind of fleshes out and encompasses the essence of Brenden.
I agree.
And I would feel like, you know, when he gets to that point of like doing big stages or like theater shows and such, I feel like that would be
That's the track.
the solid opener, the one that's like a staple of Brenden, and or the closer, the grand
closer.
finale.
Yep. It's, I think once we made it, we knew it was going to be special, and we still think it's special, even though it doesn't have that many streams. But
Surprisingly,
yeah, even though it doesn't have that many streams, but we think. Well, I don't know if I'm speaking for Brenden, but I could speak for myself. But I'd say that I think easily it's one of our favorite tracks Besides handsome, obviously, but
Bitch, I'm handsome.
yeah.
I mean, if you keep saying under hook enough,
Yeah.
who's not gonna like that?
Exactly. So that's why we just feel like Tired of Being Broke is just the epitome. It's what is the culmination of Brenden and Mankind. That is us. That is us right there.
How did that come up? Actually, the creation of that one.
Of that song? Mm-hmm. It was in my mom's place where I was living with my mom at the time. It was we were like recording in like this small studio room at the time, this empty room that my mom left me. So I just made a studio out of it. I had a big ass old mattress used as a booth.
Okay, I was gonna ask you.
So Brenden recorded there, right next to the mattress, and yeah, we just recorded there. I can't say the what you hear in the actual song is the recording of the mattress. We just recorded a quick rough, and then we eventually recorded in an official studio.
Nice.
But where that song was created, it was all just him. He was tapped in, man. He was. I remember seeing the look on. I think I have some actual footage of seeing like him just focused on that. Him just focused on that track and making that song.
I see it now in my head. That's crazy because that would have made the great like behind the scenes, like looking back on Brenden and Mankind working together kind of thing, like literally recording into a mattress.
Yeah,
in the essence, and of course he pinned me up. Tired of being broke. I'm recording to a mattress.
Yeah.
I'm like in a room my mom left over me, did me the favor, threw me a bone, and let me have it like to rock with over here.
Yep.
Oh, that would have been crazy to see that.
Yep. So, it just came about. It was just natural, man. That's the thing about working with artists and working with people in general. It just has to feel natural. It just has to feel like you feel comfortable. It just felt comfortable with working with Brenden, and it just felt like it was just so easy, working with him and building that relationship with him. And as I said, I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, you should be.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's great.
I think mutually you should be grateful for each other because I would like to think, again, what do I know about music besides being a fan? But I would think, not that I say it can't get better than this, but why even try besides Mankind and Brenden? Like the 1-2, like, you're the premier to his guru kind of thing.
Yeah.
That kind of tag team kind of action.
I'm gonna sell you. Put you up for sale. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
The thing is, sonically, I don't know where I'm going to be in a few years. Sonically, I could be on some crazy shit. I could be on some like insane, like just making some like random beats. I really don't know where I'm going to be at sonically in a few years. I think that's something that I have no clue where it's going to lead me. But I'd say definitely working a lot with Brenden. Definitely continuing on our relationship and what we have together. Definitely that's something that we definitely want to continue. Definitely collabing more with many other artists as well. Just pretty much building as much as I can. And building Mankind and building Stay Kind. It's another thing that's my label.
That's what I meant to add.
Yes.
I knew I wrote it down somewhere. I couldn't remember the name.
Yes.
Stay Kind.
Stay Kind, yeah. That's
Stay
the
Kind,
label.
Mankind.
Yeah,
Kinda
exactly. There you go.
That's a nice little sign off for like a newscast. Stay kind, Mankind.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, that's just pretty much building that, building Mankind, building, and seeing where the wind takes me.
So since we know the inspo now for Mankind, your tag and your name, your identity at this point now is to make music for Mankind.
Yep.
Does that encompass just about anybody from any genre potentially?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, that's exactly where I want to lead to. That's why I say I'm not really too sure where it's going to lead me. I'm kind of I am very chill about where it's going to lead me. Like, as I said, I'm not really too sure. But if you encompass all of my music and everything that you hear, you don't hear one specific sound in a way. You hear multiple.
No, that is the
Hear
beautiful
multiple.
thing about it because
Yeah.
you really do have like a very diverse ear from what I've heard.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, I could be saying that just because you're here, but I've actually sat down and listened to what you got out there besides the Brenden stuff. And yeah, you're out there as far as like diverse with what you got to offer and what you've been inspired by, obviously. So yeah, I like to co-sign officially myself. You know, who the fuck am I? But still, I like to say he's here, obviously for a reason. I wanted to have him on.
I appreciate you.
So look out, and or I guess you could say hear out, but I don't want to discriminate the deaf people out there because I still wonder how. I guess we can end off with this too, just for a little bit of fun, lighten the mood. You know, have you ever passed by either a deaf school and or I don't know facility where there's a lot of deaf people that get together and gather in a group? And have you ever wondered what's the point of having headphones on for them?
For deaf people?
Yeah, not the headphones you use like hearing aids, but I mean like AirPods or something like that. Or, when we used to still just have the wired headphones.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I used to live out by East Elmhurst, there used to be a deaf school. Shout out to deaf people. If they can hear the applause, shout out to deaf people.
Yeah.
Just so you can see we're clapping.
Shout out.
The kids outside, and they were young teenagers, of course. God forbid I'm stupid. I know it kind of on a level. But I would see them with headphones on, the wired Apple headphones.
Okay.
And I'd see them like jamming, just like rocking out and shit. And I know there's different levels of deaf, slight, acute, heavy, total loss. But then I just wonder, how do they hear anything? Or what are they listening to?
That's definitely true. I mean, that's definitely something to think about because what do they jam into?
Yeah, or are they literally feeling the vibe?
They're probably feeling the vibe. I mean, there's as you mentioned, there's different types of deaf people. So I'm sure they feel the bass or they feel something, maybe the low end.
But wouldn't that suck though? Because then you got to rely on like a really bass heavy track to even feel something like that. Yeah,
probably bumping some like Rick Ross or something. Something more bassy,
The early shit, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Oh God, yeah.
Probably bumping some of that EDM or something. You never know, something that's a little wah wah wah. Some crazy
that trance house shit.
Facts.
Boom, 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 boom,
yeah,
like
or that Brazilian funk that's out right now.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
you know what could have been good for them? What do you call it? The London drill.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right.
That would have probably zapped their ears though, because that's a little bit too aggressive and too much at the same time.
It's the best of both.
And then, yeah, I'm sure depending on the level of deafness, they can't make out the lyrics, But then who can make out the lyrics even with full on hearing?
That's definitely true. I mean, shout out to England.
Shout out to England.
Yeah, shout out to England, bro.
Not the Monarch. England.
Shout out to England, man.
Wrestling.
I actually do listen to a lot of drill artists from London. I'm not gonna lie to you. I listen to M24. I listen to Russ Millions. He's great. There's a lot of great artists there.
Oh, you got to put me on then. I'm trying to get into that now.
I got to. They're great, man. I'm not gonna lie. M Huncho too. He's great. There's a lot of great artists out there in London. Even though they have that very heavy accent.
Yeah.
Their English accent.
Yeah.
I still enjoy the hell out of it though. It's so awesome, man, to listen to.
I was so pleasantly surprised, with London drill, and then I went into like a YouTube rabbit hole when I started finding all the other countries do their own drill, like Italian drill.
Yeah, Italian drill. I did not listen.
Italian drill goes so fucking hard. I forget the name of the kid.
You gotta put me on, bro.
I gotta look through my history again, but there was this one kid who was killing it with like the production. Obviously, the production helps. You would know the production helps a lot.
Yeah, of course.
To save a otherwise not so good song.
Yeah.
But he was flowing on it. He was going. The beat was fucking knocking, and they got a hold of a drone. They were just going through all the fucking, I think the Coliseum and shit.
Sheesh.
Just like talk about, bodies piling up in the middle of it too.
Oh God.
Probably in Italian. The little bit I could pick up on speaking Spanish, I guess, but it was kind of fire though.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's so much drill out there now. But it's dope though. I actually enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I actually do enjoy it.
No, it's fun. It's a guilty pleasure.
Fun.
To the rest of you, the non-believers, the underachievers, the tweet and deleters, you guys make me sick to my stomachs, fam. Honestly, if you guys want to look in my eyes, you guys want to do something? That's what I thought. No, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Does that bother you at any point when, like, obviously a producer would have a sound that it's recognizable to them, but Does that bother you at all as a producer if, like, let's say a producer kind of rests on their laurels as far as, like, this worked, I'm just going to keep doing that for whoever they got, you know?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know?
Okay.
You know, I if it works and if it still comes out fire, then again. It's kind of like when DJ Mustard did that same, you know, same synth pattern he did, or not synth pattern, synth sound.
Yeah.
And it worked out. He made 4 or 5 bangers off that. He was all over the radio.
But he would kind of at least switch it up, like it's
He
different
would.
enough.
He would switch it up, but you would tell regardless. It's the same synth pattern. It's the same, not synth pattern, synth sound. It was the same one.
Yeah.
He was still killing it. You know, regardless.
That's true.
So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Me personally, I do like to switch it up a bit, but I do keep the mindset: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, if it sounds great to me, if it sounds great to me, and if it sounds great to the artist that I'm working with, then we're good.
Yeah, let me walk that back because I think, how you reflected on it now, I think it would be a headache to try to be like diverse every single time.
Yeah. It is a headache. Yeah, it is a headache. It is.
True.
It's definitely great to have different inputs.
Yes.
You know, different inputs, you implement certain things, but as I said, you know, if it ain't broke,
don't
fix it, man.
That's true. All right, JD, Jermaine Dupri, I'll let you slide with this one for now. I mean, you had Janet Jackson still in her prime for a little while, just a little bit. You let her slip. I don't know how much better you can do than Janet in her prime, but he got off good on that one. I don't know what he's doing nowadays, but probably not much.
I have no clue. I was just going to ask, what's he's doing? What's he doing now?
I want to say he did something recently, but it wasn't memorable. So that says a lot about Jermaine Dupri.
Okay.
Shout outs to him, kind of, sort of, a little bit, not fully on boat with that.
Yeah.
But it's a sinking ship, what he's doing right now. He's got nothing to offer. I mean, because then for a while it was just, he did Jump for Crisscross, and then he had to fast forward a bit to like The Brat here and there a little bit. And then he got put on again with like, you know, Mariah. Then that little bit of 05, 06 he took over.
Yeah.
And his ship's passed already. He's still living good, so fuck him. It's all right. He's still good for himself. We're trying to get to that level.
He's chilling.
Oh, yeah.
He's chilling. He's chilling.
But Mankind, I cannot thank you enough, sir, brother, bro, to the show. Hopefully you'll be back on.
You know, truly, of course, bro. Anytime you let me
once you got brand new stuff, either with Brenden, yourself, too.
Of course.
I got to do my homework on you. There's a lot out there I still got to listen and tune into as far as Mankind's concerned. For the sake of Mankind, though, I appreciate you being on here today.
Absolutely, bro.
Please let them know where they can find you, tag, all that
Mankind, Mankind. Literally find me anywhere. Just plug that in your keyboard, and you'll find me. Double I's. Don't forget the double I's.
Two eyes.
Two eyes. Oh, man. Oh, all caps, please. All caps. All caps. Please don't spell my name lowercase. It's all caps. All caps. Except for TikTok and Instagram. I can't do it. All caps. Yeah, it won't let me.
Well, as the kids say, you know, you're all about that no cap. But in case of spelling your name out, all
it's
caps.
All cap.
That's
all
absolutely
cap.
all caps.
All caps.
Please don't forget that at all.
Yeah, that's no cap.
Yo, it's over. All right, it's over. It's over. Move the mic. Move the mic.
Thank you.
All right.